Now, in response to the Western mission, the Tanzanian government has asserted that a commission of inquiry is already in place to investigate the post-election violence and establish the facts. It has called on international partners to allow national institutions to complete their work while reaffirming its commitment to constructive international cooperation and pledged to continue engaging with development partners as equal stakeholders. And the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has called on the executive to take the court judgment on compensation of protests victims in stride and move with speed to enact an enduring framework for redress of all human rights abuses. The Kerugoya High Court on Thursday suspended the Gazette notice that tasked a panel of experts with designing a framework for the compensation of victims of demonstrations and public protests.
The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights says it is ready to work with the executive and legislature for the timely realization of compensation for victims of protests. This follows a High Court judgment that found the president infringed on the constitutional mandate of the KNCHR in appointing a panel of experts to design and establish an operational framework to verify, categorize, and compensate eligible victims. Justice Edward Mureithi, pointing to Article 59E of the Constitution, which mandates the KNCHR to receive and investigate complaints about alleged abuses of human rights and take steps to secure appropriate redress where human rights have been violated.
What we have been lacking is a clarity on the role of compensation. And we are happy that the court has clarified that particular clause and said that the Commission has that mandate to compensate. But this requires, collaboration with various institutions to ensure that we amend our act and we ensure that the regulations are put in place to comply with the court's orders.
Oganga extended the olive branch at the launch of a policy paper on the state of human rights defenders in Kenya. The project, a collaboration between the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom and Chapter 4 Institute, documents the risks faced by human rights defenders in the course of their activism and makes recommendations on their safety and security.
One time in this regime, your rights are not being violated. Next time you are out, your rights are being violated. That is why the marking system actually should be defending the rights of everybody.
It's really heartbreaking to see how people who are supposed to represent us, who are mandated to represent us and care about us, go on about how they enjoy us being tortured. That's one of the risks of being an activist. Have the government and other people enjoying you being tortured because niki here here.
Sometimes when you're putting on your clothes, you ask yourself, will this be the clothes I'll be identified with at the morgue today?
The civil society and KNCHR alarmed by the shrinking civic space in the region and efforts to police thought online.
As we face the next elections, judging from last week's by-elections, the stakes are heightened. The indicators and the writing is on the wall that there may be greater suppression, greater violations, and the question we must ask ourselves is, are we prepared?
Olive Burrows, Citizen TV.